Today, there's over 2.5 billion people in the world with a smartphone, and that's predicted to rise to 5 billion by 2020.
You know, I think these things are toxic. Especially for kids. It's just this thing, it's bad. And they don't look at people when they talk to them, and they don't build the empathy.
We seem to be spending an increasing amount of time looking down, glued and obsessed with this virtual home. Put the thing down. Look up. You're missing stuff. Can you put it down? Are you using it, or is it using you? And where is it leading you? And I'm not telling you, oh, I'm against the establishment and all of that. I'm telling you, at least ask yourself, what is the long-term effect of too much information?
We have age restrictions on smoking, gambling, and alcohol. And we have no age restrictions on social media and cell phones.
I got rid of my phone as my New Year's resolution.
You don't have a phone anymore?
No, I bought an iPad and then I just woke up off email. And it's so much less stress. I don't wake up in the morning and have to answer 50 messages people asking for stuff. It's just like, I wake up.
We have an entire generation that has access to an addictive, numbing chemical called dopamine through social media and cell phones as they're going through the high stress of adolescence. Why is this important?
Taking myself off social media is a wake-up call to anyone and everyone who follows me.
Almost every alcoholic discovered alcohol when they were teenagers. When we're very, very young, the only approval we need is the approval of our parents. And as we go through adolescence, we make this transition where we now need the approval of our peers.
Put yourself in your own mind 15 years ago and present yourself the deal that the phone represents. Check this phone out, right? This phone is going to allow you to navigate in a place you've never been. It's going to connect you with all sorts of people who share your interests. You're going to be able to say a sentence that you think is clever, and suddenly hundreds or thousands of people are going to be able to react to it. I mean, all sorts of marvelous things. And then here's the downside, okay? You're going to be hooked into mega corporations that are going to study your psychology, and they are going to compete in order to keep you paying attention to their site. And they're going to become so sophisticated that you're going to lose control over your own mind. You are going to become addicted to it in the way that you might become addicted to nicotine. You are going to surveil yourself. You're going to surveil yourself, and your only protection from surveilling yourself are going to be end-user license agreements that you're not going to be legally sophisticated enough to understand. And so you're going to be at the mercy of whoever has access to your phone camera, your metadata, all of these things. So the point is, if you said this to you 15 years ago, you'd know to be afraid of it.
Some people, quite by accident, discover alcohol and numbing effects of dopamine to help them cope with the stresses and anxieties of adolescence. Unfortunately, that becomes hardwired in their brains, and for the rest of their lives, when they suffer significant stress, they will not turn to a person, they will turn to the bottle. Social stress, financial stress, career stress, that's pretty much the primary reasons why an alcoholic drinks, right? What's happening is, because we're allowing unfettered access to these dopamine-producing devices and media, basically it's becoming hardwired, and what we're seeing is as they grow older, too many kids don't know how to form deep, meaningful relationships. Their words, not mine. They will admit that many of their friendships are superficial. They will admit that their friends, that they don't count on their friends, they don't rely on their friends, they have fun with their friends, but they also know that their friends will cancel on them if something better comes along. Deep, meaningful relationships are not there because they never practice the skill set, and worse, they don't have the coping mechanisms to deal with stress. So when significant stress starts to show up in their lives, they're not turning to a person, they're turning to a device, they're turning to social media, they're turning to these things which offer temporary relief. We know, the science is clear, we know that people who spend more time on Facebook suffer higher rates of depression than people who spend less time on Facebook, right? These things balance. Alcohol is not bad, too much alcohol is bad. Gambling is fun, too much gambling is dangerous, right? There's nothing wrong with social media and cell phones. It's the imbalance, right? If you're sitting at dinner with your friends and you're texting somebody who's not there, that's a problem. That's an addiction. If you're sitting in a meeting with people you're supposed to be listening to and speaking, and you put your phone on the table, face up or face down, I don't care, that sends a subconscious message to the room that you're just not that important, right? That's what happens. And the fact that you cannot put it away is because you are addicted, right? If you wake up and you check your phone before you say good morning to your girlfriend, boyfriend, or spouse, you have an addiction. And like all addiction, in time, it'll destroy relationships, it'll cost time, and it'll cost money, and it'll make your life worse.